Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie Esther here, and Dead by Daylight has published a new video this morning called the Dead by Daylight Quality of Life Initiative 2025. So let's check it out. Okay, so here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Pope. I'm the community director here on Dead by Daylight, and we have a special update for you today. And we're going to be discussing some key changes that are coming to Dead by Daylight's roadmap, how they relate to some very important feedback that we've been reading in the community, and how we're planning to address it. So to do that, we've brought on a guest, in fact, a new face for these cameras, Mr. Jose Ramos. He is our VP and executive producer of Dead by Daylight.
Thanks, Eric. Hi, everybody. Excited to be here for the very first time. An honor to represent the team, to share some details on our new roadmap. It's going to have a very strong focus, more than ever before, on quality of life, which is the day-to-day quality of your player experience. Just to give a little bit of context, a big part of my role is making sure that we are putting our efforts toward the right things in the right ways in Dead by Daylight.
Right, so for example, last year our focus was on new gameplay.
Yeah, we are proud to have delivered some great new events, including 2v8, Chaos Shuffle, Lights Out, and we're going to come with something brand new for the Blood Moon event as well. But the reality is, when it comes to the quality of the experience of our players, we understand that we are simply not where we want to be.
Yeah, we've been closely tracking all the discussions about this recently in the current state of the game, and we believe and we agree that now is the time to tackle these issues head on.
Yeah, absolutely. And to do this, we have made several decisions designed to help us focus directly on this topic, to our players continue to focus on the fun and nothing else. So first, we will be delaying our upcoming release by 3 weeks, and that begins with tomorrow's PTB. Beyond that, multiple other releases and events in the 2025 calendar will also be impacted in order to give us the opportunity to truly make this quality of life push a priority.
Okay, so the PTB was supposed to be tomorrow, February 18th, from what they're saying, and that's going to get pushed back 3 weeks in. The PTB will be in March.
From there, of course, we will keep an eye on our progress and make further decisions as needed.
Readjusting our schedule is our way to give our teams the best chance at making the biggest impact when it comes to addressing these updates. And the good news is they've already been hard at work on them.
Yep, and the updates we are working on will focus on addressing long-standing player pain points, improving current systems, and tackling critical bug fixes. And taking the time for this is something we have wanted to do for a very long time. And while it will push some of our upcoming content, we are really excited to start rolling out these updates and what it will mean for our players.
So the approach we're taking is going to be split into 2 phases. If you want to toss up the graphic, Phase 1 begins with our upcoming release on April 2nd, and will run up to and include our anniversary release. Then Phase 2 will include everything that comes after anniversary for the rest of the calendar year.
So in the short term, leading up to and during anniversary, our players can expect to see multiple issues addressed. So that includes first, adjustments to the slugging issues facing players in the game. So we want to deal with this in multiple iterations. This is a complex topic. The first of which is the introduction of a surrender option, and that will be included as part of our next release. Following that, we will be testing another design as part of an iteration of Chaos Shuffle this summer.
And not to leave out our console players, we're going to actually be introducing a new setting to allow players to adjust their in-game gamma.
Also, we often see complaints about the Go Next epidemic, about survivors hiding to hold matches or stage, and killers body blocking. We will be introducing designs to help with each of these issues. Other items we will deliver include enabling bulk blood point spending to fast-track leveling up in the Blood Web, the introduction of the new challenge system, and much more.
So we know that you probably have a lot of questions. You want to know more detail about what exactly we're going to be focusing on. The good news is you can head over right now to deadbydaylight.com. We've got a deep dive article explaining what we're planning, and you can dig into the details there.
All right.
And of course, as with any work on any game, including Dead by Daylight, priorities might shift as we dig deeper into these issues, but it's our intention that most, if not all, of these issues will be meaningfully addressed in the coming months.
Yeah, so you can look for Eric and I and other members of the team to be back for another catch-up during the anniversary stream. That's where we will give you a breakdown of all the updates we have made during that time and share the rest of our commitments for dealing with player experience that make up Phase 2 of this initiative. That will include things like anti-tunneling, custom game improvements, and more. This will take us essentially through the rest of 2025.
But on top of that, I know this is important to folks too. We have a big list of bug fixes that we're going to be going through to help address a bunch of the long-standing pain points that you have in the game. And in the meantime, you can keep an eye on our channels across social media for more updates as they make their way into the game. And until then, we'll look forward to the PTB, which is now on March 11th.
Okay.
And I will see you again in our next chapter release broadcast on April 2nd.
Okay.
And as always, a huge thanks to our entire community for playing Dead by Daylight and of course for your amazing feedback. See you in the fog.
Okay, so PTB is pushed to March 11th, and the new release, the next chapter, will come out April 2nd. Let's go look for that deep dive article. So here it is. I found the article on the forums. I'll have a link in the description of the video if you want to read through it yourself. Dead by Daylight Quality of Life Initiative 2025 Phase 1. This is something that people have been asking for the longest time, for Dead by Daylight to take a break on the running of the trains of the schedule and the release schedule, just to slow it down and give some love for quality of life. Looks like they're listening and they're doing just that. Of some amazing things here on this list, things that have been really bothering people about the game for some time. So let's get into it. This is, as I said on the forums, Mandy's posted this. The Dead by Daylight team announces several roadmap updates and previews a lineup of gameplay changes, quality of life updates, and general game health improvements to come. Dead by Daylight will be undergoing a substantial quality of life initiative, which should address many long-standing concerns and frustrations that our players have been experiencing. This initiative will take place over the course of 2 phases. The first runs April to June, while the second runs July to December. For a full look at what's scheduled, check out the roadmap below. So Phase 1, anti-slugging and surrender options, gamma settings, go next prevention, hiding and body blocking prevention, spawn rules and map offering balancing, improved AFK bots, quality of life, bulk blood point spending, new quest system, more perk presets and previews of your perks in the lobby. Phase 2, which will start from July and run to December, anti-slugging, continued improvements, anti-tunneling, anti-camping, MMR update, map and key, item balancing, quality of life, keyboard and mouse on consoles, custom game improvements, accessibility improvements, prestige rewards, and reduced login steps. This all sounds amazing. Let's get into it. To accommodate for the scope of this initiative, we have decided to delay several of our upcoming releases, including chapters, rifts, event modifiers, and collections. That means there will not be a PTB tomorrow, but rest assured that we did not make this decision lightly. We feel confident that delaying our upcoming releases to prioritize this quality of life initiative will ultimately make Dead by Daylight stronger than ever. We're always listening to our players, and this has been a long time coming. Looking for a more comprehensive breakdown of everything lined up for Phase 1, we've got you covered. The surrender state. The team has been working on a surrender feature, which should limit player frustration on both sides. To get it right, we first needed to identify the situations where its use would be most appropriate, leading us to 2 scenarios. All remaining survivors have been slugged, so survivor can surrender. All remaining survivors are bots, so killer can surrender. Once these instances occur, players will be able to use the surrender option, ending the trial while retaining the blood points they've earned and escaping the disconnect penalty. Love it. There's been more than one time where all 4 of us have been slugged and left to bleed out, you know? Gamma adjustments. Dead by Daylight can get a little dark, not just thematically, and sometimes excessive darkness can hinder playability. We're introducing the ability to adjust gamma settings on all platforms, allowing you to find a sweet spot without sacrificing the intended artistic direction. Yeah, when I stream on OBS, my output is darker than my actual game, so I try to brighten it up with a filter to make it more pleasing for the viewer on Twitch when they're watching. So being able to do that in game is going to be great. Go next prevention. The go next expression refers to instances where a survivor deliberately does everything in their power to quickly go to their next game, including walking up to the killer and standing still, running to a hook and repeatedly pointing at it, or most commonly intentionally failing skill checks while on hook. To disincentivize and properly penalize this behavior, we'll be implementing measures that will help us identify when a player is attempting to go next. Once identified, they'll receive a disconnection penalty point and lose an entire grade. Oh, interesting. We'll be keeping a close eye on this system to ensure its accuracy, but we're confident that this will help alleviate the issue. And on the other hand, we'd like to reward players who stick it through those challenging matches, even when things take a dire turn. We'll be moving forward with a new emblem-based multiplier that grants additional blood points during your following match, with the bonus stacking over consecutive trials. Interesting. Extreme hiding and body blocking prevention. Extreme hiding refers to survivors drawing out an unwinnable match by ignoring their objective and waiting out the clock. To combat this, we're changing the way AFK crows operate so they can more accurately identify when a player is deliberately avoiding engagement with their gameplay objective. Once a player receives crows, their location will be immediately revealed to the killer. We'll also be incorporating a feature that allows players to lose collision. Awesome. After receiving a third AFK crow, which should prevent instances of body blocking related griefing. Like that time where the spirit blocked me in the arcade on the movie theater map for the whole game. Yeah, that was a fun time. Map offerings. We recognize that map offerings are a bit divisive. Some players enjoy them while others feel they can grant an unfair advantage. The fact that they automatically bypass both the map and realm repetition system can also add to that frustration. So moving forward, map offerings will no longer guarantee the appearance of a given map, but rather increase its chances by 20%. Note that they will not stack Chef's Kiss. Mwah. We're also looking to make it so map offerings, as well as several other types of offerings, will remain a secret during load-in. Thank the Lord. That way your decision to remain in the match will not be swayed by external factors. Yeah, before, if you saw a map flip over and it was like guaranteed to go there, you could peace out before the game started. So I've always thought that map offerings are way too powerful. Love this change. It shouldn't be automatic. It should just be an increased chance. I absolutely love that change. Spawn rules. Survivor spawn placements can have a significant impact on the trial's outcome, an observation that has been repeatedly recognized by our community. It's become clear that survivors spawning separately and thereby covering more ground allows them to gain a notable advantage in completing their objective. We're changing the default survivor spawn rules to ensure that each survivor will spawn within 12 meters of one another on the same floor if applicable. To accommodate this change, shroud offerings will be adjusted accordingly. Distortion just got even worse, everybody, because if they have lethal pursuer, they can see all of your friends around you. Your distortion has just been reduced to trash, right? Unless everybody's running distortion, they're going to know where your whole group is. That's wonderful. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Improved AFK bot detection. Players that use AFK bots can be frustrating to have in your trial, and we're working on improvements to our detection system so that we can quickly identify and penalize them accordingly. AFK bots. Bulk blood point spending. To speed up general blood web activity, we're adding a button that will allow you to spend blood points in bulk. I'm interested to see what that's like. The quest system, previously announced last year, the quest system is part of a larger update to the archives and the rifts, so expect more information in an article specifically dedicated to that. But for now, know that we'll be reworking the challenge system as well as daily rituals to reduce the grind and make it easier to earn rewards and increase the overall level of fun. I love that. The daily rituals are poop, let's be real. So glad to see that's changing. Perk loadouts and preview. After a successful round of A/B testing, we'll be allowing players to see their own perk loadouts while in the lobby, as well as adding additional perk loadout slots. Yeah, some of my friends have that, where it shows what their loadout is on their screen. So that must be the A/B. I was part of the B or whatever, if they're part of the A. We believe these changes will be an overall benefit to Dead by Daylight's health, further establish a positive gaming environment for all our players, and we'd like to thank you for your patience and understanding during this time. We'll be back at our anniversary broadcast in May to recap Part 1 and provide a deeper insight into Part 2 of our roadmap, so keep an eye out for that announcement. In the meantime, we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts and feedback. Thanks for spending time in the fog, the Dead by Daylight team. Incredible. This is something that people have been asking for a long, long time. I'm glad that Dead by Daylight has listened and is working on a lot of these issues. These are probably some of the biggest quote unquote pain points for people playing DBD in the game, and I'm glad that they're addressing them all. But what do you think? As always, I like to throw the conversation back to you, and I want to hear everything that you have to say about all this. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, what you're most excited about, what you're most worried about, all of that stuff. And yeah, that's all I have to show you today. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel a ton. Don't forget to take care of each other in and out of the fog. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
It's a Gen Rush life for us. It's a Gen Rush life for us. Set a hiding, we do gens. Set a randoms, we got friends. It's a Gen Rush life.